Hey, it's Justin from Deprogram. Do you like to talk about your favorite bands with your friends? Yeah, well, me too. Tune in every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. to hear us do just that. Only on our station, Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com.
It's Tuesday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if you guys know this.
Yes.
It's time for Popped.
We need to rename it in the Japanese style. That's what we're doing today. So it'll be Happy Fun TV Talker Boob Show.
Okay. TV Talker Boob Show.
TV Talker Boob Show. So
Okay.
what we need to. I'm Sarah.
Happy Fun Time TV Talker Boob Show.
Happy Fun Time
Follow
TV.
that. I think you've got to do introductions.
Okay, I'll do introductions. My name is Sarah. You're listening to Popped
She
on Radio
just
Free Radio.
introduced herself.
Well,
You
I'm
told her
gonna
to
do
do
it again.
introductions.
Now let's see if she introduces us.
Got Keith here. Keith here to my left.
Did you get the feeling she didn't remember your name?
Sup, Keith?
Just for a
it's not
second.
it's not the first
Oh,
time.
I know. It's really awkward in other situations. And I got Matt over here to my right.
Okay. Spatial awareness is important already.
Yeah.
so
And,
they can sit there and imagine it. You know,
you're
they just
on,
finished watching listening to The Shadow, so they're trying to visually.
I think
Think
this
of
is
us in-
good because let's see, Sarah, take the stick. What, is it something has said?
Take the stick.
Yeah, you know.
What should I do with this?
Well, I mean, I
stick?
feel like I've always got the stick.
You do always have this stick.
So I'm always running the show. Let's try you out. Take the stick.
All right. It's been a pretty awesome week in pop culture. How's everybody doing? You watched Luke Cage? You finish it?
I did not finish.
You did not finish. Yeah, we have one episode
a lot.
left.
Yes.
I've enjoyed the hell out of the music. I've tweeted about it several times.
I hope a
Which
soundtrack comes out for this one.
Yeah, me too. Which, if you like to play with the Twitter, like we do, it's at Pop Show, and I'm manning it. So I'm not only on the stick, I'm also on the Twitter.
On the Twitter stick.
So yeah, that's been our week in pop culture. A lot of Luke Cage.
Is that it? That's all.
Yeah,
See,
no, that's
I feel bad. I
literally
keep taking.
all we've been
I'm
thinking
gonna-
about. Get off the stick,
I'm
man.
getting off the stick. I
Get
keep
off the
going for the
stick.
stick.
Get off the
It's
stick.
just- it's my fault.
Get
Okay,
off the stick.
Continue.
No,
See, that was me on the stick again.
get off the stick.
I'm trying. Okay.
All right. You off?
Are you two done?
Yes.
So we've been watching Luke Cage. We've been watching. We've been on the TV a lot lately.
Well, it's mostly Luke Cage, and we realized last night how much more there is to watch.
I know.
Westworld came out this week.
We did watch John Oliver because now we got HBO back.
Did
which
you
is-
watch the Westworld World?
No, that's what I'm saying.
No.
We still have to watch it.
I still have to make it through the last half.
Okay.
We're waiting until we get through Luke Cage.
Yeah, Luke Cage is almost done. We got one more episode of Luke Cage.
If
And then
you
we got
wait like a month, then you've got a couple of episodes, and you'll have a good idea if you want to actually pick it up.
Okay.
I so far
I
not.
caught up on This Is Us. I'm
we still gotta catch up on The
date.
Good Place.
The Good Place. We have to watch last week's episode.
Flash starts tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was not last night, so I'm okay. I'm all caught up there.
Flash Sealed is tomorrow. They moved to
Uh,
Wednesday.
I was looking at the IMDb, and they don't have an episode this week. They have a week off for some reason.
Oh, that's not a good,
Dun,
plan.
dun,
Are they done?
I don't know.
They
I feel
had
like
two
we did
new
other
episodes,
things.
and then they're off for a week.
Yeah, it looks like they got 2 episodes next week.
What's happening? Is there a debate?
yeah, this-
vice presidential
okay,
debate
that
tonight.
makes sense.
That's why.
Yeah, damn.
So, yeah.
president. Oh, we did watch the presidential debate and live
That's
tweeted.
not pop culture. No one wants to hear about that crap.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's very pop culture this year.
Well, yeah, it is this
okay.
year. We did the tweeter for that.
Remember, we were trying to be about positivity.
Yeah, that's
on
true.
this
We really
radio
don't want
station
to.
slash
We really don't
radio
want to bring
show.
it down.
Are we?
Yes, we
Despite
are.
talking about
Oh,
what
yeah,
drugs we were
that's
going to
right.
take an OD on last week.
Yeah,
without-
you guys kind of went off the rails without me. I'm feeling much better, by the way. Thanks for asking.
When were you out? Was it
last week. I mean, I was like,
Oh, that's right.
I
You were
was-
like super sick.
yeah, I was chatting with you the whole time because I was laying on my couch
It was
near
like you were
death
here.
and listening to the show. Yeah, pretty much. But you
But
are,
it wasn't
you had-
because we just kind of went off
well,
on
you know,
everything.
you had the stick, and that's really what matters. Is when Matt has the stick.
I'm doing very
You
good.
know,
not
then he
grasping
has
for it.
control in life, and everything is as it should be. when
This
he's
is why I don't
got
try to argue between you two.
the stick.
Oh, I just want to control the pacing so
I
bad
know,
right now.
I know. He can't stand it. Look, he's tweeting. He's like twitching. This is why I'm taking these really long pauses. They're making him so uncomfortable. Hate that little drop there. That making you nervous?
You mean the silence?
You-
You have
you
to
hate-
fill the
you
silence
hate
with
this-
talking. That's
you
how
hate-
it works.
Yeah, radio needs.
Yeah.
You can't have dead air.
I know. I just like watching him squirm.
No, I'm doing good.
Matt, how was your week in pop culture?
I don't remember.
You started
I don't
Luke Cage.
remember. I did some Luke Cage. There's a lot of WoW. There's a lot of World of Warcraft. Hit
How's the new
110.
How's the new expansion?
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. You know why I like it? I like it because they brought back all the elements that made the first two expansions great.
Which are?
Murlocs,
Okay.
Nessingwary, all the great stuff, and it feels very reminiscent of like the Burning Legion is the bad guy, so like just like that first Burning Crusade, and some of the zones feel very much like Wrath of Lich King. So it's
Okay.
very fun, and they've pared it down to where it's easy to play. They got rid of a lot of button bloat.
There you go.
A lot of the unnecessary stuff they got rid of. So it's fun to play. It's easy to play.
Good.
I got to wreck some guy. That's
I
fun.
like
Yeah,
wrecking guys.
that's. Yeah, I was gonna say. How'd they go over for you?
Good. I beat him.
Good.
All
Beat
right.
him good.
Beat him.
Put him in his place.
I did.
Okay.
And but I haven't been playing. I haven't been playing Overwatch, and I feel bad about that.
Did you ever watch This Is Us? Because I tell you, all the ladies on the Facebook are all about it. Is that
Yeah, Matt. The ladies watch it.
the
So
ladies
did you
watch it? Listen, okay, let me defend this show for a minute. First of all, there is a huge primetime drama void. Now, in my opinion, and it's just because my shows are gone.
Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad show. I'm saying that this show, for me and what I saw, it looked like the opposite of everything I want out of the world.
The trailer was designed like that, and it's written very like you have to watch to the last minute on that.
Saccharine?
No, not saccharine, but it's got that emotional pitch, you know. But you were wrong about, I mean, the way the trailer's cut gives you maybe some preconceptions about the characters that aren't true.
Yes, right. I did not like that. I'm
yeah.
just basing this off of the trailer. I saw
Yeah.
the trailer, and it made my vagina feel funny, which is weird because I keep it on the shelf by the TV.
Did you feel the need to touch it as soon as the trailer was over?
Well, I had to put it on. It's like the only way I
I
can.
thought you'd have to put it on
You
to
guys
watch the
don't-
trailer.
You don't put on a vagina?
No,
ever?
I keep mine with me at all times.
I have a penis because I'm a man.
Well, This Is Us is good. I think it'll deal with some good issues, and I think it's got legs.
I don't know if I'll watch it.
I don't know. It probably won't last more than a couple years because I feel like it'll take a bad season and that'll tank it because that's how the world is these days.
Well, it's one of the highest rated shows.
Well,
That's only
The
what
new
3
season.
episodes in.
the third episode is this week.
Okay.
Oh no, I guess it would be tonight.
Yeah,
It's-
they did 2 episodes already. So last week was the 3rd episode.
Yeah,
this
but
week is
they're not
4th.
going to show it tonight because of the debate.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. They might.
So
Maybe it'll be
put
late.
your vaginas on.
You
Take 'em
know,
off the shelf,
I'm glad it's there.
put them on, and then watch.
Oh, let's see. Oh, Modern Family started up again. That show's always a delight. Glad to catch up on that.
CW has now become just DC TV.
Good.
Yeah.
It's about time they decided to
Monday
do
Supergirl,
that.
Tuesday Flash, Wednesday Arrow, Thursday Legends of Tomorrow,
Well, hey, you know what? If
Will
it
I
works.
watch any of them? That'll be the question.
Flash. I'll watch Flash for sure.
I will watch Flash. I'll pick up the CW
I'll try to.
app just to watch.
I'll try to
Flash.
watch Arrow, but last season kind of took the winds out of my sail.
What's
as
the
far as,
Japanese
like,
name for Arrow?
green jumpy ninja archer man?
Hooded green jumpy archer.
Yeah, there we go.
Hooded green jumpy archer man.
Yes.
Hour.
Our hooded our.
No. Add the hour to the end because it's an hour show. That's what he's going for.
Oh, that makes less sense. Hey Matt.
Yeah.
Is there anything else interesting happening in the world of pop culture? You got any?
You mean
Any
news? Do I have
news?
any news?
Yeah.
I do have news. Let's go to the news with me.
Let's go to the news.
The Muppets Present Great Moments in American History opens at the old Magical Kingdom, as I call it.
The Magical Kingdom.
It opened yesterday, and already, if you go on YouTube, there's
Wouldn't-
tons of
okay,
videos
okay.
to just watch. it.
Wouldn't it be an amazing dream if we could just go to that place at some point in our future? Like, wouldn't it be a wonderful thing to look forward to if one of us in this room was going to Disney World sometime in the
me?
next 6 months?
Can it be me? I want
Nope.
to go.
No, you can't go.
You know of my dilemma today.
What's your
I
dilemma?
have been going back and forth over. Okay, so the
I know there was for a time there you were listening to monorail voice tracks on loop.
De los Portes.
Izquierda a la puerta.
De los Portes. Please stand back. So I've been waiting for Disney to announce some sort of discounts for the time frame where I'm going. They did that today.
Okay.
So
Discounts
not
as far
great
as
for
like tickets or what?
discount on hotel rooms. So there were a couple of different value option specials that came out today.
Is that what they call them? Value options?
Value option specials.
Magical value option specials.
For your vacation stay
Discount.
visit. That's the Japanese.
Are they Japanese now?
So there were a couple. There was one that was the play, stay, and dine, which I don't care about because I don't want the dining plan. Then there was the stock 10% off of or the stock percentage off of hotel rooms. I didn't for my resort is pretty popular and probably the most popular of the moderates. Staying at a moderate for the first time, at a resort. I haven't stayed on property. So I'm at a moderate, which means I'm not with the common riffraff over at the value. Just
Those
meat
peasants.
markets.
Oh man, I stayed in the cheap ones when I was last there. It was.
Lots of kids, lots of yelling.
I mean, whatever, man. I never stayed in the room.
I guess that's true. I like, I'm older now. I like to,
You want the
chill
kids
at the-
off your
sometimes I wanna go
yard,
to- I'll go
yard
to the
and your
pool.
hotel balcony.
I'll go to the pool and stuff. So so I'm at a moderate. I'm at the Port Orleans Resort, Riverside, and it's only 10% off
Kids?
hotel
Oh.
rooms, not off kids, Monday through Thursday. So I was like, saved a little bit. I upgraded to like a better room, and I got a little bit of money off. But I was doing the math, and the boardwalk, which is deluxe, literally right next door to Epcot. You can walk over to the back door of Epcot and be right in the World Showcase in minutes. Right there at the walking distance of the monorail line, so you can go take the monorail over. You can take boats over to the Magic Kingdom. You can take a boat over to Epcot. Lots of more options. It's a deluxe, so it's a better hotel.
How much more?
Only $700.
No. No.
Right?
No. I'm nipping this in the bud right now.
$700 to be
I mean,
right
what?
there.
No.
But
If it was like 100, 200, I'd say okay, go for it. You're gonna get the money out of
Right.
it. But you're spending $700 more that you could be spending on
No, wait.
going. Hold on.
You're saying it
no.
wrong. I'm just spending $700 more.
See, words matter.
Whatever. We're just stupid. Because I'm gonna talk numbers. That $700 could go towards meals. It could go towards more nights out while you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you spend the $700 just to get a deluxe,
Lots of swag.
It
exactly,
could go toward an Iron Man helmet.
It could. It
I've
could go
got
towards a Captain America shield.
I've got to bring you guys back lots of swag,
It's fine.
so that we've got lots of exclusive Disney swag for everyone.
It's fine. Hanging up
That's-
on the walls of the studio clubhouse
And
too.
well, that's ultimately where I was at. But I did for a lot of the day just go back and forth saying,
nah.
Here's what clinched it too: is I'm more than halfway done paying it off. So I've
Oh,
only
yeah.
got like a couple $100 more. I do that. That brings me right back up to the number I just paid down.
Right.
So, but still,
No.
boardwalk
No.
right there.
No.
It's just like being a
Mm-mm.
boardwalk
Nope.
empire.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Just like it.
Nope.
There's even a Steve Buscemi.
You just
It
want
may
to.
just be
You
Steve
just want to
Buscemi.
get it so you can say you went to the back door of Disney.
Yes, exactly. Wouldn't you?
Not for $700.
Okay. You're ultimately right.
I will say your Disney fever is making me want to go to Disney.
Oh, you guys should go.
No, we're
We
paying
just
off debt
bought a
first.
house.
Once-
and
Yeah,
paying
but
a house. and paying
Looks
off
like
debt.
somebody's going to be paying you for whatever your house is worth. next week, so
Well, yes, we have a hurricane, ladies and gentlemen.
might want to just. But it's like once you get the fever, though, it's great. Get
Well,
in, start listening to podcasts.
We're going to pay off the credit cards,
and then go
and then you're gonna go. Then we're
Then
gonna
we'll,
run 'em right
then
back
we'll max
up.
them right back up.
to Disney.
We're gonna pay off their credit cards. We're gonna be diligent about saving, and then we're gonna go and
I'm
have
telling
a
you,
good time.
the moderate I'm staying at with because I'm staying for like 6 days, 7 days, with Park Hopper or 6-day Park Hopper and all that. It really wasn't bad on site.
I've got a funny Disney story, which will show you how much the times have changed. 20 years, was it 20? No, it was probably early 2000s. Late 90s, early 2000s was one of the last times I went with my family.
It's almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, it makes you feel old, doesn't it?
I can't feel it.
9/11 was 15 years ago.
Oh, it's not good.
And this will show you how much the times have changed. Disney was having a gay day, if you will. Not 50s happy day. It's, a gay day. Homosexuals came around, transsexuals, whatever.
Pride
Yeah, all that stuff.
before Pride was a
Yeah,
thing.
before the the social issues we've gotten
back,
up today.
Back when we used to call it Gay Day, that was acceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that was fine. Well, I
And-
remember that because Disney used to be one of the most progressive
Right.
companies back in the 90s.
And people were pissed. Like,
Oh,
people were
yeah.
trying to, sell their tickets off.
Did not
because
like
they
that.
were like, I had no idea this was happening while I was here, blah, 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 blah.
It's like,
And
we're
it was
just
like-
treating people like people, right?
Like human
They
beings.
aren't
That's what's
people.
happening.
It's pretty much the sentiment that was going around. And for
too
some
bad.
reason, that stuck out in my mind. They're like, oh, yeah, you can sell your tickets and, make money, blah, blah, blah. It's like, this is weird.
It is weird. Poor Disney.
But, fast forward 20 years later, no one gives a shit anymore.
Yeah.
More or less, relatively speaking.
Well, I ultimately decided it's not that big of a deal because I'm in a moderate and I'm in a good spot. I'm over by Disney Springs. So there is a boat that goes over to Disney Springs. So instead of going and partying in the World Showcase, I go party over at Disney Springs. I got $700 extra. I'm going to SDK. I'm going to Cirque
Yeah.
du Soleil,
So
whatever.
you'll be set.
Going to Jock Lindsay's. I'm excited for Jock Lindsay's. I cannot wait to drink and drive Jock Lindsay's.
I don't know what that is.
It's Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar over at Disney Springs.
Okay.
It's themed after Indiana Jones's pilot.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember
Very excited
mentioning
about
that.
that. There's a couple of bars.
I was
can't
watching
wait
the Muppet stuff you sent earlier today about the American history and stuff.
Looks fantastic.
It was hilarious. I was laughing. It was
Really
great.
well
They
done.
were on point with it.
Really well done.
I would almost venture to say it was better than the show recently, and I loved the show.
Oh, yeah. It was because it was spot on. It was
Right.
the Muppets. It didn't have that weird
They didn't
characterization.
right. They didn't have to do the episodic thing. They didn't have to have each character be different. They just did the characters that we all know and love, and they had fun with it.
I like how they did it. How they do it
Mm-hmm.
in Liberty Square up above some
Hall
of the
of Presidents,
buildings.
yeah.
And then they put like Sam over in the.
But did you notice in the second one, the part 2 or whatever, they moved him back over to the other
Yeah.
house. So I think people didn't like him being so far up.
No,
and
no,
high
no,
up.
no. It's the separate shows.
Oh, they are.
In that
okay.
one show, he's over there, and then in the second one, or in the Paul Revere, I guess he's in there with them.
Okay.
So it depends on the show, and that's what's cool about it. I think. Number one, they're not just giving you the same show. So if you go there for a day, you can catch them at different times, and they're doing 2 different shows right now.
Okay, that's
and they
cool.
can easily swap those out. Did you see? I didn't send you the second video. They brought back Benson Honeydew and Beaker
Okay.
in the
Bunsen, but yeah, I'll let it slide.
Did I say Benson?
Yeah, you said
Yeah,
Bunsen.
they brought them back. Is they had this like mobile Muppet lab
Okay.
where it's this weird like animatronic that's controlled by a guy that wheels around the park and then does this show that interacts with people.
Well, that's cool.
And I think he's in Epcot. So they brought him back. That looks really cool. That's been there before though.
I liked the Muppet 4D thing, and I never
I
understood.
love Muppet Vision.
I never
Plus,
understood.
It's pre Jim Henson death, so we get real Kermit.
Well, yes, that too. But I mean, and I didn't, it always kind of confused me why it was there when I was a kid.
Oh.
But then I read the biography, and this was a deal they were planning on making.
Yeah.
And Henson was planning to sell the Muppets off to Disney
Yeah.
before his death.
Yeah, they were always they were
And-
getting tight, and he died before the sale went through. And then obviously they came in later and kinda
They
bought
cut right.
them. But do you know my favorite thing about Muppet Vision 3D?
When Sweetums comes out.
That's right.
Yeah. That really
love
was
that.
great because I thought I was like, oh sweet, the Muppets are actually here.
I'll
and
be going.
Bean Bunny and like Statler and Waldorf were there.
I love it. I love the Oh yeah, the animatronic Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I can't wait to go see that again when I go. So we got other news too.
No, we don't. There is
Iron
no
Fist.
other news.
no,
We
it's
got a
been pretty
premiere
s-
date for Iron Fist.
Okay.
Iron Fist comes out on my birthday, March 17th, 1997. That's not right.
Good. I have a reason to skip your birthday
March
party then.
17th, 2017. I never had birthday parties. Somebody should throw me a surprise.
Why
party
would
if
someone
what
watch
they
a
want.
movie about a iron fish?
There's Iron Fist.
Yeah, fish.
Fist.
Does it swim?
What am I saying?
Does it break shark teeth? When people
could.
try to is it a thing where if someone's trying to catch it
I'm saying fist.
in a boat
What are you hearing?
like George Clooney is trying to
Are you
catch
hearing
it?
fist?
Fish. That's what you're
Fist.
saying. Fish like swims in the ocean.
Fist.
Iron fish.
Iron Fist.
Iron fish.
Fist.
Fish.
Are you hearing fish?
Fist.
Fisk? Are you saying Wilson Fisk? This is
Oh,
a show?
maybe that's what he's saying. Iron
Fist.
fisk.
How are you guys not hearing this?
Fish.
Fist.
Fisk.
Fish.
Wilson Fisk.
Fist.
Kingpin.
Fish.
Fist.
Like goldfish. Like a catfish.
Moving on. Punisher started filming. I expect to release in 2018. You guys excited about Punisher?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, I am. Well, this has made me, Luke Cage this week has made me all Netflix and Marvel-y. I'm like, ooh.
Well, yeah, he
the
almost had that
Punisher.
effect on me too. He almost made me a little marvelly. Like, I wonder if I could try this out.
See if he likes coffee.
Jon Favreau is making a live-action Lion King movie because Disney, they just all of them. Just let's just. Cinderella was a big hit. We had those great hit. We had those great hit movies from '89 to '94. Let's make all of them live action. We've already had the Jungle Book.
I had problems with the Jungle Book though.
It was good.
It was good. It visually looked
I
great.
haven't watched it yet.
I think the problem was the marketing for me. They marketed it as a live action adaptation. It wasn't. They had like two tributes to like the two homages to the two biggest
reimagining.
song. Yeah, but see, then say that though.
Beauty and the Beast is probably gonna be the same way. Cinderella was similar.
I see. I didn't see Cinderella.
Cinderella. Okay.
Cinderella's good.
It was good. And, they're making money on them.
They are.
Why would they not? And
I
by
don't
far,
understand
and,
the
and,
people that are against it.
The thing is, though, I mean,
We're getting a live action Mulan too. A release date got released for that today.
yeah,
too,
they
I
did
think.
mention that today. The thing about it
Is that the
that
Disney's Mulan?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
No,
because
because there's another Mulan. There's a Mulan that's not Disney.
well, they're doing a
Check
they-
Facebook.com/PopDRFR. I posted it there
Oh,
earlier.
burn. So, I mean, yeah.
That wasn't a
do
bird.
that,
I was
people.
I'm just too lazy to look the date back
Plugging.
up.
You missed the thing about the Iron Fish, though.
Well, I'll get it.
Fist. Why are you hearing fish?
Because you're saying fish.
Fist.
You're saying fish. I don't know why anyone would eat an iron fish.
I don't
mean,
know why
I
you
kn-
two are still going on this. We have other news to talk about.
Beauty and the Beast. You guys are gonna go see Beauty and the Beast?
Of course we are. He has no choice.
What she said.
It's tale as old as time.
That's what I hear.
No,
gonna eat
okay.
it, be our
You know,
guest.
they're done. They're
I'm gonna try to
done
get
well. The
In
reason.
the West Wing.
The reason why
You're gonna
people.
take what in the West Wing?
Walk the dog.
Oh, okay.
The reason why people are nervous about it is because they love their cherished memories.
Well, and Lion King is the best.
Lion King is awesome. Lion King.
Emperor's New Groove is the best. You shut your damn
Well,
mouth.
Lion King was
That's weird.
was a sleeper, a sleeper that won. It was supposed to be a B-list movie that blew up because it's amazing.
Yeah, the Lion King's
eh,
nothing better.
And they have all the Disney magic. They just are. It's just they're making the story fit today's media. Kids see the old cartoons and they're not impressed because it was fucking incredible.
What's wrong
But
with these kids?
now everything's all CGI and crazy graphics, and so
I
they're
want a live action Darkwing Duck. I've decided that if Disney's gonna redo this stuff, I want a live action Darkwing Duck.
I'd
I've
be
got
okay
no
with
answer
just
to that.
an updated animated Darkwing Duck.
That's fine too, but I want a live action Darkwing Duck.
Well, who wants a movie? Ben Affleck. He wants his Batman movie to be titled The Batman, and they said okay. I don't know if that's how it happened. I'm just reimagining.
I think he still doesn't know. I think that's the easy. Hey, what is your movie going to be called? The Batman. All right.
No, they've always wanted to use the Batman.
Yeah, see, I'd be totally fine with that live action Darkwing Duck. I don't know, maybe not the Affleck Duck. Maybe make him look a little more Mallardy.
No.
But
Does
That's
Darkwing
an
Duck have to
abomination.
be a mallard?
thank you,
Nice.
Justin.
I mean, no. This is a good question. I'm gonna put this out into the Twitter sphere. Does Darkwing Duck have to be a mallard?
His name is Drake Mallard.
Well,
But he wasn't a
He
mallard.
no, he wasn't.
So no, I guess not because he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. But his name was Drake Mallard.
It's a good name.
It's a strong bird name. If I ever heard one.
Spider-Man: Homecoming is wrapped, and the movie will be out in July.
There's talks of a third villain /4.
Should put them all in. Because if there's one thing Spider-Man movies can handle, it's tons of villains.
The best Spider-Man movies have the most villains.
what kind of duck was Darkwing Duck? He's purple.
No, he's not. He was a white duck.
Oh no, he's got a mask on.
I'm gonna say he's a goose.
I
I'm
think
not
I
even
just
a duck.
always
He's a
thought
s-
he was
he's
purple.
a swan.
You know, it's because
The
his
purple suit.
like the mask moves with his face, so I guess I always thought he was purple, and I just accepted it because he's not purple. He's white. I'm
Just white.
32, and I just figured that out. I just need everyone to know.
Like everything else, like his suit is purple, his hat's purple.
Yeah.
mask
Yeah,
is
but I
purple.
don't know. I guess I just thought he would. have
Count Duckula is not the same. Not good.
No.
Count Duckula. Stupid. But you know what? Count Duckula though is a mallard. So he's got that going for him.
What other kinds of ducks are there? Wood ducks.
Some of them other ducks we got back there.
Wood ducks. Let's
Oh,
see.
there you go, Mallard
Scrooge
Fillmore.
McDuck.
Do
Howard the Duck.
Are swans a specific?
Launchpad
are they,
McQuack.
are they like another thing?
What's that?
Swans. Are swans in the duck family, or is it like a triangle square thing, where a swan is a duck, but a duck is not a swan?
Could you breed a swan with a duck?
Yeah, and then you get a swuck,
Careful.
a dawn. No, swuck. Swuck's better.
Dawn's dish detergent.
Yeah, you definitely want to go swuck.
Swuck. Oh man, we are off the rails tonight.
Luke Cage broke the internet. It broke Netflix.
Oh, hashtag never forget.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, so Luke Cage premiered on Friday, and by Saturday, Luke Cage, Netflix had gone
Yeah,
down
the
for
internet lost
hours.
its collective shit.
But they responded in kind though.
watching.
Like they responded.
Oh yeah, they did.
beautifully.
Did you see their responses?
Oh, well, yeah. Something about coffee.
No, well, yeah, that one too. But what did the Luke Cage show account say?
Jessica Jones said something.
Oh, Jessica Jones' account said, "It's not us. Stop asking."
But they were on point.
Yeah. Did you see that Chorizo has added Chipotle?
I'm sorry, what are you about to tell me? Because don't tell me that, because you know I'm battling with food addiction.
Okay.
And you're about to tell me something bad.
Sorry.
I can't hear it. La,
Hey Matt,
la, la, la,
Matt,
la,
what
la.
else is trending?
Yeah, let's talk
Are you
about.
about to say that Chipotle has chorizo?
No, I was not.
Please don't tell me that.
Okay.
I'll be there right now. I'm
Was
leaving.
it gonna?
I'm going to
was it
Chipotle.
gonna say
Okay,
that?
give me your laptop so I can read the news.
Holy balls, that's the best news I've had. I can't believe we're keeping that.
Well, it's not.
This isn't even sarcasm.
No,
I'm
this
this
is
excited.
Well, did
about
I say
the
chorizo?
chorizo.
What I meant was the Chipotle chain shut down.
And they're because they had dog meat.
They all got
They
burst
used
into
dog meat.
flames
They
because
follow the Taco Bell model.
they support
Chorizo?
toddlers and tiaras. They're the main
I'm-
sponsor of
I
that
can't
show, and
even
they were outed,
concentrate.
and now they can't live with themselves anymore. So that every Chipotle committed suicide.
ABC's bringing back the Gong Show.
Oh yeah, with
That was one before my time.
They made a 10-show commitment to this. Will Arnett's producing.
But is he hosting? That's what I want to know.
I didn't see if he was hosting. I guess at least it'll be cheap. I don't know. The Gong Show from the 70s, I never got the appeal. Much like everything from the 70s, like Make Me Laugh, like all that stuff. I just didn't understand what was going on.
I like to tell the truth.
I know you do. You're a pretty truthful person.
I have no idea what we're talking about anymore.
The show. The
I
one-
like that. I like the what's the other game that I
Name
like?
that tune.
I like name that tune.
I did too.
I can name that tune in
$100,000 premium.
2 notes.
one note. I like 100,000. I'm a huge game show junkie. I love what's the other one? You know, with the panel.
Newlyweds.
What's my line? That's not it.
Hollywood Squares?
I love some Hollywood Squares, especially Paul Lind.
Is there a game show you don't like? You know what game I don't like? Family Feud. There's a lot of
What?
weird touching in
What
that
about
show.
classic Family Feud? What about Louis Anderson
Who is?
Family Feud?
I don't know. I just feel like if you have to host Family Feud, you have to have personal space issues. Is
Top
that like
five answers on the board.
like it's like I don't know, like
Show me my dad doesn't love me.
it's like creepy uncle business. I don't know. Family Feud, it's weird. And then it's always like they have this formula like, you know, name something that you'd see at a fire station, and grandma says pole, and everyone goes, oh, you know, like, come on. How many times do we do that joke? How long has that show been on? 40 years, and they've been playing that joke for 40 years. Think about it.
Hey, if the formula works, man.
Yeah,
I guess.
everybody loves that.
Yeah, whatever.
Name something you'd see at a grocery store.
Cucumber.
Ooh.
Melons.
Giant dick. Grandma. No, that's not
Oh,
true.
grandma. That's why you bring grandma on Family Feud.
Negroes bagging my food.
Grandma. It's not time to play that
Who
feud.
brought racist grandma? Oh.
That's everybody's grandma.
I know everybody's racist grandma.
Nintendo's releasing a mini Famicom in Japan, and I want that one more than I want the Nintendo.
Famicom.
I want that one more than I want the Nintendo.
I never played
American
any Famicom stuff, so I'd
That's
be
the same
interested in
stuff.
getting it. Oh,
You
okay.
will Famicom.
For the most part.
I wonder, kind of curious what games they're going to put on it.
I just think it's adorable. It's adorable. I always wanted a Famicom. I always wanted a Super Famicom. It was the PAL version for in Europe looked more like the traditional Super Famicom, but over here we got the Super Nintendo, which is a fine looking system. I don't know why I'm complaining. I'm gonna stop complaining, but I do want a Famicom. All 10 seasons of Smallville are on Hulu right now, so if you missed any Smallville,
You know, I watched like the first 3 seasons of that, and then I kind of fell away from it, so I might pick it back up again. You know, my
Smart.
free time.
it was smart to fall away. Speaking of trailers that we weren't, did you guys see the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them trailer?
No, I didn't
No.
watch it.
Holy crap, it looks great.
I can't wait to see
That
it.
movie looks fantastic.
Did you hear they were
Looks
putting
really fun.
all the Harry Potters, all 8 movies in IMAX next week?
Heidi's never seen them. I'm gonna make her see them
I
before
haven't
we
seen
go
them either.
to Universe.
I read all the books, but
Yeah,
I've
Sorry, what?
I haven't read all the books. She's read all the books. I've seen all the movies. She hasn't seen all the movies.
I haven't seen a single movie,
That too.
but I've read all the books. I've
You've never seen the movies?
not a single one.
Well, I guess we're all going to the IMAX.
Because I waited because I wanted to read the books first, and I waited because I knew that once I get involved with those books, I would
Have
be.
you been to Universal and the Wizarding World?
Well, now I want to go because I loved the books. I
I don't
love
know
the
if you
books.
listened to last week, but I think I might have admitted to some crimes that were committed at the Wizarding World.
It's only a crime if you get caught.
We may have beat up the conductor. But now with Diagon Alley, it's even crazier. Because the two parks, one's at one park and one's at the other park, and the Hogwarts Express ties them together.
Okay.
So you can go on whatever platform 9 and 3/4.
Yeah.
You go through you go through the wall too. Like if you're watching people as they go to board the platform, it's got a weird optical illusion.
Would you say it's magical?
It's magical, where people are going right through the wall to get to the platform, and it's all tricked out just like what is it, Cross Station or whatever it is in London. And then you get on the train and it takes you to Hogsmeade, and
You can harass conductors on the way there.
and you can you can beat them up. So it's supposed to be crazy, awesome. And then they've got a little game where you've got the little wands. You can go to like different things and activate them with little wand gestures. It looks fun, okay? I want to get drunk and play with a wand.
Do you really
Is
need to
it
go all
like
way to
the
Florida
stick?
for that?
Are you ever going to relinquish the wand? Or are you going to hold the wand at all times?
You can have the wand.
No, I don't think I want it. If you're playing
you
with
sure?
it nonstop,
Okay.
I won't let go of it.
It's clearly fun, right?
Okay, Japanese name for Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I see. Okay, 37 minutes to get racist. Here we go.
Are you kidding? I thought I already made the
Yeah,
racist
well,
mark.
you're-
he broke
Yeah,
the
I broke
racist
that
barrier.
one.
Okay, 37 minutes for Matt to get racist.
Let's see. Japanese Harry Potter.
Bespectacled wizard child.
I like that.
Nearsighted wizard boy. Sparkle time.
Sparkle time.
I know
I like
somebody.
Kamatana.
I know somebody
Is it?
Who also wears glasses and does magic?
who knows the Japanese name for everyone. It's Greg from Local Heroes.
Aw, yay.
Wow, already, just like that.
We're smooth here. Actually, Sarah's got
Man.
the stick.
Segway Kings, you guys.
Professionals. That's what we are around
Yes.
here.
Greg, how are
Pros.
you doing this week?
Hey, and by guys I meant all three of you, clearly. I'm doing well. I hope every one of you are.
We
Well, we
are
are.
indeed. We're hunkering down for the weather this weekend, getting prepared.
Actually, you were the
So
person to ask.
stressful.
Where do you get your sandbags from?
Lowe's,
Done.
Okay, yeah.
excuse me, or Home Depot. I'm
Not
not
a
sure
single
the
one of
preference.
us thought, I don't know, the hardware store.
Yeah, we were all like, I guess we
said-
could buy bags.
I said Taylor's.
I said Target.
Yeah.
You buy everything at Target. Yeah, we're in for you listeners who maybe aren't on the esteemed
East Coast.
we're hunkering down for a hurricane this weekend. But anyway, we in our preparations will need reading material by candlelight probably. So what is new tomorrow in Local Heroes?
That's an excellent point because you don't need electricity to enjoy a comic book, I'd like to say.
Exactly.
Also, this week is probably the biggest week of the year, thusly, with the amount of releases that are new this week and the amount of really cool stuff. So, probably one of the bigger releases is a Luke Cage book, and so many people have been down with the show. He's got a #1 issue out tomorrow. I don't know if you guys have talked about the show.
Oh my
we
God,
did
we
a little
can't
bit
shut up
earlier.
about it. Have you seen it? Have you gotten all the way through it?
No, I'm 3 episodes in, so I'm glad I didn't catch any spoilers.
Oh yeah.
There were no spoilers, luckily. Matt's
One
about
spoiler. I'm kind of attracted to Luke Cage, and I don't know why.
You know what? I feel
He
like
is not ugly, and
not, no.
I can totally relate.
you just kind of. I mean, you can't say you want to go any further, but you just want to touch him.
No,
Just
I just
Yeah.
want to get coffee with the guy. I don't know
Absolutely.
what you guys are talking
He
about.
doesn't drink.
I just want to get coffee.
He doesn't drink coffee.
I don't care.
Just you don't drink coffee either. Oh, that's the
Oh,
joke.
wow.
Yeah, there
Oh,
you go.
maybe that's the
Oh, there's
joke
the little
behind
lie.
it.
There you go.
All right. Well, that ought to be a big seller because Luke Cage
Yes.
is awesome.
Yes,
Now
and his better half, Jessica Jones, also gets her very own comic tomorrow from the same team who created Jessica Jones 15, 20 years ago, Brian Bendis and Alex Maleev.
Oh, man.
And when they did it years ago, the book was really good. It was a mature reader's book. It was an adult Marvel comic, and I think they're doing very much the same tone. So I'm personally excited for that one because those guys really killed it last time.
Yeah. I have a question about that one because the cover looks to be kind of retro-y. When is it set? Is it set in the current timeline or current day?
I think she's wearing some jeans and a leather jacket. I don't, it feels to me like it's very much set present day.
Okay, gotcha. Just curious.
So, Greg, I have a
Yeah.
question. The show has been such a hit, and I've seen a lot of internet buzz in general, but a lot of praise for the show because it the comic serves an underrepresented, I guess, segment of the population that maybe doesn't always get hit on in comics. Does that carry through to the print?
Absolutely. I feel like Jessica Jones is probably one of the strongest female leads in the Marvel universe, and probably, and really when you talk about female-led comics, she's definitely at the top of the list.
Awesome. And does Luke Cage carry through with the African American population?
Luke Cage, this book looks to me to be more of a throwback, kind of more blaxploitation type comic like he was known for in the 70s. So a little bit different tone than the show, but still very much a Luke Cage comic.
Cool. What else you got for us?
Tomorrow, aside from that, there's a really great book from the guys who created 100 Bullets, which is one of the best crime books ever. They're doing a new book, which it feels very similar in that crime vein, and it's called Moonshine, but I believe it has a werewolf kind of theme as well. I've only read the first 2 issues. They've been excellent, and they've only kind of hinted at that so far, but they're really good. And I don't read a lot of new single-issue comics, but these 2 first issues of this book were tremendous.
Okay, good to know.
Also, Greg Capullo, who drew the New 52 Batman, which everyone loves so much, has a new book with Mark Miller, who did Kick-Ass, and a ton of other books that escape me right now. But it's called Reborn, and that one looks really good too.
Any idea what's it about?
It looks to be kind of post-APOC hard science fiction. There was no advanced review copies of this one, but those two guys together is enough to get me to want to check it out.
Okay.
Mark Miller's ever since like he left Marvel, it just seems like he's been going off and just creating franchises, like independent franchises.
He does. He gets. I think he has a first look deal with Fox, and I feel like every one of his comics gets optioned as a movie. But he really loves comics, and he really, honestly, he has more so than most creators has a direct line to fans and retailers still. And the guy's probably, a millionaire many times over.
Yeah, he does a really good contest for aspiring writers and artists every year that I think is going on right now.
Yeah, he's always doing something with fans or trying to farm new talent. Like, he really does have a love for comics, and people give him a grief a lot because his comics get made into movies. But whatever, he's a good guy. Speaking of Image, there's real quick. There's 4 really good books tomorrow. Collections: A New Wicked and Divine, a new volume of Low, and then the first volumes of 2 really good series: Headlopper, which is kind of like Conan with a little bit of a more of a hard fantasy vibe, which was really awesome. And The Discipline, which was kind of like if 50 Shades of Grey wasn't terrible and stupid, it was like a sex kind of horror book. It was really good too. So there's a big week tomorrow, and I've only touched on a few of the things. So please go to your local store and buy some comics.
Well, where can we find your local store?
This store is in Norfolk, Virginia, next to Kogan's Pizza in Ghent. It's a lovely little place. You can get coffee and pizza and comics all on this corner, and video games. So if you're in the Hampton Roads area and you need a spot, come check us out, 1905 Colonial Avenue.
I think I think you're officially located in the Geek District.
It is a good corner.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and you know what? It wasn't always this way, but I'm really happy about how this little section of town has evolved. So.
Well, Greg, let me ask you a question before you go.
Yeah.
Does Darkwing Duck have to be a mallard?
I feel like no. Darkwing Duck does not have to be a mallard because he's kind of a jerk, eh? And he's kind of a badass. So there you go.
So maybe he's more of a goose. Geese are jerks. Could he?
Yeah, but he's on a long neck, though.
I really feel like he's a goose.
Like if someone were to reimagine Darkwing Duck, he could be something other than a mallard.
Can you name another type of duck?
A wood duck. That's a duck.
Everybody always goes for wood.
Well, yeah.
Howard the Duck. Aflac Duck.
No, those aren't duck brands. Well, they are.
I feel like he's got an orange beak, whatever,
Yeah.
All right. Well, Greg.
There are Darkwing Duck comics you can pick up at Local Heroes too. They've
That's
actually
true,
started.
if you're so inclined.
Yes, they've started a new
To
ongoing
continue the
series.
debate.
Well, you didn't settle it for us, but we'll let you go anyway. Thanks so much, Greg.
See you
Thank
tomorrow,
you guys.
man.
Have a good
Thanks,
week.
Greg.
You too.
I've got an update for an earlier story.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, the chorizo at Chipotle
Yeah.
not great. It's disappointing. It's not real cheese chorizo.
Okay.
Apparently, they didn't get the flavors right. They didn't get the type of meat. Like none of it's good. Very disappointed by this because this was going to be my Friday cheat day.
Well,
It
for
still
the-
is. It's still gonna
you
be.
got to see for yourself. I don't know. I mean, it's not. You don't want to cheat on something that winds up sucking.
I could, especially when I could just go.
Hey, keep it
get
together over there.
My own chorizo, and make some like.
You know where you can get really good
chorizos
chorizo? Whole Foods. I always got really.
serious?
I like Whole Foods chorizo.
Well, I like the I like the
The
more
Wawa
authentic-
chorizo.
Oh yeah, don't even get me started. Wawa gets it right. I like the more traditional, like dirty Mexican chorizo. Not, I didn't mean it like that. Came out like not, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stop.
you know what?
I'm gonna
You
stop.
yeah. You should just stop.
I like it authentic. I like it authentic, and I like the Mexican chorizo as opposed to the.
I've got an update too. Darkwing Duck's a mottled duck. Mottled.
Mottled. Mottled.
Yes. See, the white beak. Okay, maybe the colorization is on the body isn't all that
Are
great.
you guessing?
But he's wearing a coat
you
in the
guessing?
show.
Of course I'm
'Cause
guessing.
I've
He's a
seen him
white
naked.
duck.
I've seen him naked. He doesn't look like
He
that.
doesn't wear pants either. Neither there's this one. It's about as close as you're gonna get.
A mottled duck. Who says,
Yeah.
according to who? What's your source?
No one does. I'm looking at a long list of duck breeds, and that's the best one that looks like it.
I've got an update on the
Oh, man.
duck. It's a Mullard. A Mullard duck. It's close. It's close to the mallard family.
You should probably introduce yourself.
I am
that's
James.
true.
I'm from Pissed. Hi guys. You had the stick. You didn't introduce me. What's up with
didn't-
this?
I know. I don't know what I was
Mullard
thinking.
It's an
duck?
American
Yes.
pecking duck.
Mullard. It's all white with an orange bill.
I think it is
Ah,
an
okay.
American pecking duck.
It's a domestic duck hybrid of the Pekin and Muscovy ducks.
Yes.
I'm gonna go. I see. You guys are saying, "Oh, he's like a hybrid."
What are you
I'm
saying?
gonna
it is,
go with
Matt?
an American pecking duck.
Well, this is a-
K-I-N.
Yeah, and this is a combination of that and a Muscovy duck.
Well, Matt could be right because the Mullard duck has kind of a black fringe on
Yeah.
the bill where it connects to the
Check out the
face.
pecking.
The Pekin very very much
Is
resembles
it a
dark
call
green.
duck?
Let's see this
call
duck.
duck?
Hold on. I think it could be a call duck.
Let's see this duck.
Is it an Australian call duck?
No, that duck is too adorable.
That duck
So is
is
Darkwing Duck.
so adorable. I just want to show you this adorable
There's
duck.
only one
Duh.
thing.
Oh, that's his daughter.
No, oh, it's so
I'm
cool.
dead serious. He's got an adopted daughter in the show. That's what Goslin?
Well, she's adorable.
Isn't that her name?
Who?
His daughter in the show, isn't it Goslin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
There's only one thing more adorable than that duck. Boo.
Boo, the little puppy.
No, you know what's more
Aw.
adorable than that? The Toyota robot that's going to destroy all of us with its
Oh,
cuteness.
that's right. Getting back to news. Toyota's
Toyota's
releasing a robot.
That thing's $400. That thing's more than a BB-8.
Okay, that's where you draw the line. Let's just be clear about that. That's the line. Is that where you're drawing it?
When it comes to robots, yes.
Okay, so the line is $700 for a perk you won't even use at a Disney resort, but for a robot, $400 is too much. A robot, an actual robot.
It's proportionate to the size of the robot. That's a very small robot.
Yeah, but you don't want it to be bigger. You're worried about,
If I'm going to spend more than $150, I want a bigger robot.
But it's gonna be tiny and adorable. That's the perfect size to be tiny and adorable,
yeah,
and do cute little things like dance to Beck videos.
electrocute your balls when you sleep.
We have different ideas in
yeah.
mind about how we would handle
I'm-
our robots.
That's what robots do. They wait for
Being-
you to go to sleep and they electrocute your balls. It's like you guys don't know anything about history.
Maybe
I've
I
got
don't know
nothing on
anything
this
about
one.
robot. I know nothing about balls, so that might be part of my problem. Not owning any myself. I don't fear robots for that reason.
Well, you should.
Maybe if
Just
I had
saying.
balls, I would be a little bit more concerned about the uprising. Is that the real problem here? Are you concerned about the
Yes.
uprising?
Yes. The uprising is going to happen, and you guys are going to be like, oh, wow, I wish I hadn't bought a $400 cute death machine. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but to be fair, every time someone buys a baby monkey, it's kind of a $400 death machine because
That's true.
they get really mean.
Don't
I mean,
rip
throw
the TV
poop.
apart.
This robot won't throw poop.
You can't leave a monkey alone with your TV. You'll come back and it'll be in pieces. I knew a guy that had a monkey.
Okay.
They bought a monkey. They left the monkey for like an hour tops. They came back. Their TV was completely disassembled.
Yeah, but now that monkey is the showrunner for the new show Iron Fish.
That's not. I'm saying fist.
Fish.
Fist. No?
Fish, like it swims in the water and you eat it
I don't think so.
with chips.
I don't think that's what I'm saying, but
That's what he
I don't
said.
know. Third base.
okay.
No? Am I,
I can't do this.
am I out of the? Okay, I'm going to stop.
Don't make things weird, Keith.
Oh yeah, because this show's not weird.
Yeah, that was what it was.
We are so weird this week. I don't
We
even
are
know what's going on.
pretty weird this week.
Nope, you've got the stick.
You got the news.
The news is over, for the most part. I mean, Archer's gonna be ending.
Oh, we usually do this little segment after Greg/Juan calls and what you reading?
Yeah, but we all stopped reading, didn't we?
Yeah, I haven't read anything in a while. Although I
Yeah.
did get made fun of because I love my comics stacked on the bedside table, unread, to be fair. but he's like, you're gonna have to get a smaller end table because all your stuff is on it and it's
That had
comics.
nothing to do with your comics. It had everything to do
His-
with your mess that you leave on the night table.
My mess is comics.
You don't like comics on the nightstand? What do you want to
That's
No,
where
I'm
he
fine-
keeps
I'm
his
fine.
comics.
Yeah, my 2 or 3. She keeps clothes, laptop,
Okay.
iPad.
Well, first of
Okay
all,
with
my
that.
laptop is 11 inches.
We forgot the other table, actually, speaking of
Wow.
tables.
Oh, her laptop is 11 inches.
What are you trying to say?
Small, it's tiny.
No, you think
11
that's
inches
tiny.
is small.
Wow.
For a
Isolate that.
laptop.
I don't even know why she's dating me then.
Isolate that. We're going to use that later.
Yep. Cut that out.
So what you reading? I think you're the only one still reading.
I finished up the good, Power Rangers trade. They came out with one recently. Read that. Wasn't too shabby. What? It's Power Rangers.
Okay.
It's classic Power Rangers.
Okay.
And they're banking on. I bought the trades, not the single issues. Let's see.
Well,
What
you're right. That makes it better.
it does. Let's see. Doctor Who has a comic event going on right now where the Cybermen have started to take over all of time and space, and it's spanning between 9th, 10th, and 11th and 12th Doctors.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
I know it doesn't. Not too shabby though. But see, they come out so far apart now. I'm starting to lose track of all this stuff. I really am. It's bad. Red Saga continues to be great.
So good.
Yeah.
Did you get to the end of the last
37 or 30?
cycle?
Oh yeah, no, I'm all caught up.
No.
Yeah, I'm all caught
I
up.
haven't-
I have
haven't
some
read any
black.
of the
I have
new-
some Black Science I need to catch up on. I still got those Batman, City of Owl 3 trades I
that's
need
good.
to
That's good.
read. I've still got
Especially
your
Death in the Family.
yeah,
Death
and
of the Family.
and then I got Preacher 2 and 3 that I still need to read.
Those are good too.
Did you ever finish the show?
I'm still on the last episode. I forgot to go back and watch the last episode. I can't believe I forgot. I didn't even realize that until you just said that.
Well, you're welcome. That's what I'm here
I
for.
forgot to go watch the last episode.
It's fun / ridiculous. Like it finally wraps up the loose ends and stuff. Starts some more stuff.
I heard it brings you up to where they were in the comic
Yeah,
when
it
the
does.
comic started.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep. So they've got a whole wide world to explore now, and they've established the characters. They've given us the kind of the groundwork of the universe that they've created, and now they're moving forward. So should be interesting. I'm looking forward to when that one comes
Yeah.
back.
I'm still not reading anything.
Have we talked about the self-lacing Nikes yet?
Yeah, we did last week.
Oh, I was out sick.
Yeah. I'm very excited about the self-lacing Nikes. As soon as I know more, I'm totally going to be.
Yeah, until someone's sensor breaks on their shoe and suffocates or cuts the blood off to their shoe.
Is it bad that I won't
foot.
spend $400 on a tiny robot, but I will spend $400 on a pair of those shoes?
Yeah, but you like shoes though, so that makes sense.
I do like shoes. I like wearing them.
Yeah.
Like stepping around in them.
But see, that's the thing. You're still gonna have like something to show for it instead of just a room for $700 and walking.
Well, technically 3,000.
Whatever.
Technically,
But you know what I'm getting at. You'll have something to
Sure.
show for those.
I guess.
So, okay, wait. We don't get the Punisher until 2018. We don't get Jessica Jones until 2018. What are we
Right.
getting in 2017?
2017, we've got
Punisher, Iron Fist,
Iron Fist
and the Defenders.
on the 17th.
I thought the Punisher was 2018,
Punisher,
It
Netflix
is.
has said
Oh, sorry.
2018.
but
So-
we get Iron Fish.
Yeah, it looks like Iron Fist on March, so it's kind of.
I mean, I don't know. DC has Aquaman, so we need Iron Fish.
Did she send me out?
Iron Fish.
Shouldn't you be sending it to break?
Iron Fish.
And the Defenders.
And Defenders.
Defenders, which will bring
Move
them
in the
all
fall.
around together.
So it looks like
So-
that's the model they're going to be using. But they've got so many shows now. I feel like they got to add 3 a year. Right?
Well, we're getting Cloak and Dagger too. Don't forget that on the Freeform ABC
Yeah.
Family thing.
But that'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
a different production team.
Well, it probably won't be the same universe, but I'll be curious to see how much they try to tie it in.
I hope it ties into Runaways, but it won't because that's on Hulu.
Hmm.
Spread it out.
Oh,
So
well,
it's a break.
on that sad note, how about we take a break? Everybody, stay tuned. We'll be back after the break with more Popped and Joystick Syndicate. I'm not very good at this stick thing.
Joyce it.
Joystick Syndicate with James.
Fist.
What is reality? Reality is what we believe to be true about the nature of our surroundings. But how do we come to decide that true nature? Do we conceive it completely on our own? Or do other devices gently sway our thoughts onto a pre-decided path? This is the hard question we must all ask ourselves as free humans on this planet. Who sculpts your reality?
Reality Wednesday nights, 9/11 on RadioFreeRadio.com.
Radio Free Radio. Radio Free Radio. Radio Free Radio.
Hey y'all, this is Ron Dale Martin Jr. and I gotta tell you, man, this Radio Free Radio thing is quite awesome. And since I spent all my money on steering wheel covers and Marlboros, I need you guys to donate $1 over at Patreon. That site is patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. If you ain't heard about it, you need to get on over there and give your $1. On RadioFRadio.com.
Hey guys, Matt and Justin here. Do you like things that are funny? Do you like music? Do you like talk? Well, we've got it all on Good Morning You Drunks.
How do you feel about double middle fingers?
I don't like them, but I will accept them.
Oh, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Good Morning You Drunks, only on our station, Radio Free Radio, RadioFRadio.com.
We promise we're not going to give you double middle fingers.
RadioFreeRadio.com.
And we're back. Since no one else is going to say it.
I didn't know we were back.
Yeah.
Were we back before I said that thing that I said?
I don't think so.
No,
I had
we
the
were
headphones on,
not.
so I think you're covered.
We were not. So I have a question. No, I don't. I have a statement. I stopped playing Pikmin. I stopped playing Cold Turkey.
It's a lie.
It's been like 4 days since my last Pikmin.
Yeah, but when have we had time to play any video games?
Well, I made time before. I kicked everybody out. Well, everybody else is you.
Yeah.
I kicked everybody off the TV so that I could play video games, but I have
You
stopped.
make it sound like we have a bunch of people using our TV. It's you
Well,
and me.
when it's you make enough noise for 15 people when I kick you off the TV to
Question.
play Pikmin.
Why don't you guys get 2 TVs?
We
have
do have
3
two
TV.
Yeah, we have lots of TVs.
And I've been playing Last of Us just fine. It's just I like giving her shit for playing Pikmin.
I know. You know who is it
Pikmin
also
is a
not
fine
playing
game.
Pikmin?
You know who's here to talk about video games?
Well, is he playing Pikmin?
I doubt he's playing Pikmin.
James, are you playing Pikmin?
No.
Told you.
He's not. He's not. Well, James, welcome. It is Joystick Syndicate. What are you playing these days?
I'm playing not watching the vice presidential debate.
Oh, I'm playing that too.
Hallelujah. So are we.
It's a fun
Although
game.
Trump is tweeting it live, so that'll be entertaining.
It actually should be. Although I'm not sure how closely it will jive with whatever's happening on TV. But this is not a show about politics, so.
Thank God. We'd be
Yeah.
done because we would have.
I don't know. Y'all are in Virginia. Your guy is apparently one of the vice presidential candidates. Which
That's
one is he?
Kane.
He's the
he's
white
he's-
guy, right?
Yes. 'cause Yep.
Yeah, the white guy, and they're at Longwood, which is not far from us. It's only a couple hours away.
Yeah, they're after all we've had the last few years, they're literally or few elections, they're the most generic vice presidential candidates imaginable. But anyway.
Yeah, let's
I'm
talk
sorry.
about literally anything else.
Literally anything else.
Like video
So-
games.
Nikita
Yeah,
Koloff.
so-
Oh, never mind.
So over the
Long shot.
weekend, I was at Retropalooza, which is a big old gaming convention held in various cities around Texas every year. And so, among other things, I spent a lot of time actually looking through the many collections of used games available for running the whole gamut from the earliest Atari systems all the way up to the current day consoles. And due to this, I've never really done this before. I made a impulse splurge purchase. And for anyone listening, you can see what I'm talking about on the Popped Twitter page.
At Pop Show.
Thank you, Sarah. But so basically, I was checking out one of the seller's tables, and he had something that's not exactly rare, but pretty close to it. It was a complete in-box, first-run copy of The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System in extraordinarily good condition. And there's a few things that you look for when you're buying the higher priced, really collectible games like this. With the NES, the first couple of years, basically 1985 to 1987, most of the games that were released in that period, especially those that were published by Nintendo itself, the back of the cartridge will have 5 screw holes in it instead of 3. The later cartridges have 3. And that's an important thing to know if you're a collector, because it's a key way to tell if what you're looking at is a first print, which makes it more valuable and desirable to a collector. Essentially, they changed the way they manufactured the cartridges after 1987, and so they used fewer screws. It kept the price down. Other than that, there's not really much of a distinction. But so this is a 5-screw copy of The Legend of Zelda, which is, pretty much the most valuable you can get for that game. Now, again, it's not exactly a rare game because it was one of the best-selling games on the system. What makes this particular one that I picked up rare was that it was, as I said, complete in box. And if you look at the photo, you can see that the original cardboard box it came in is in remarkably good shape, and the cartridge itself was near mint. I mean, not a scratch on it.
Wow.
And for those who know about this game, it came in a brilliant gold-styled cartridge that, although it looked very nice new, it tended to scratch very easily. And when they were, after years and years of use, you would get a lot of scratches, and the gold would just sort of wear off, particularly where you could see people had grabbed it and pushed it in and out of the Nintendo console, and you get this blackish, grayish smudges that appear across it where the chrome, for lack of a better word, has worn off. I mean, this thing was so complete. It still had the styrofoam insert in the box and the Nintendo Power subscription card in it. So I felt like I got a good deal on it, and this is really it's the most I've ever spent on a single game.
Wow.
I don't mind.
Are you going to play it?
No. This is no. I have a playable copy. This is for display. This is for show. Interestingly enough, to my great surprise, they did let me test it on the show floor. Which, when you're buying the higher end ones like this, you always want to ask the seller to let you test it. And fortunately, somebody at a nearby booth had a NES that they let us borrow. And the original battery in it still worked 30 or 29 years later. And there was still a save profile from the last person who had played on it. But I will never use this for play. It's strictly for display.
Cool. Well, what an awesome find.
Yeah. So that's the one side of collecting that, if you're into those really interesting kind of showpieces that you want to display or just to have because you love specific games, then that's one way to go. The other way is where I spent the rest of my budget for the show, and that is looking in the bargain bins and the big, collections of loose carts for games that I do want to play and use and enjoy. And so, and that's really where I get a lot of the joy of going to these shows, and it's a little bit like going to a thrift store or a flea market or any of those kind of things, and occasionally finding something unexpected or something that you've been looking for but at a good price. And it's amazing that even at one of these conventions how much things will vary in price from one seller to another, and you have to pay attention because if you do, you'll occasionally find something good and save a little bit of money in the process. And of course, building the your collection if you're into actually playing the games that you're collecting. The one thing I did run into when I came home was that with the cheaper ones, because you're only paying $5-10 a cartridge, you're not really going to have the opportunity necessarily to test them, and most of them did not work when I got home. But for anybody who collects cartridge-based systems, Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, those are the big four. 90% of non-working cartridges, all it takes is some cotton swabs and isopropyl alcohol, and make sure you get the strongest kind, 91%. And I clean them up that way, and every single one of them worked after that. So
the old cleaning kid.
Nice. So
those days. What did you end up picking up?
I have a complete set of the Killer Instinct games for Nintendo consoles. That's Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and Nintendo 64. They are not nearly as good as I remembered them from my teenage years.
I remember them being bad.
Yeah, but still a little bit of harmless fun, I guess. Pilot Wings 64,
Love that
which
game.
was a Nintendo 64 release. It came out on the day and date of the system release. It was alongside Super Mario 64.
It was one of those what was the other one? Super Mario. It was Pilot Wings, and it was.
That's it. There were only 2 games at launch in North
there was a
America.
third one.
Super Mario 64 and Pilot Wings 64. And the third game for the system was Cruisin' USA, I believe.
Yeah,
which
that's what it was.
came out a few weeks later. And I have that, and it's aged very badly, but it's still a little bit of fun. And that, just to briefly transition off of that, one thing I'm running into is how really awful Nintendo 64 games look on modern TVs. And there's
I
not.
don't remember them looking great on, like, back in '97.
I remember thinking they were
96.
really cool.
They were
always
always a
muddy.
little bit muddy because
Yeah.
one of the things that makes the Nintendo 64 unique compared to the other consoles of the time, the PlayStation and the Sega Saturn, is Nintendo 64 had what's called hardware side anti-aliasing, which was basically some hardware trickery that Nintendo used to automatically smooth the edges of polygons and make them a little bit more fluid. Of course, it was designed to work with the CRT televisions of the time. When that anti-aliasing shows up on an HD picture now, coming through an RCA signal, the red, yellow, and white connection cables, it looks really bad. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it other than having a custom HD mod done to your system, which is prohibitively expensive for most gamers, including me. So most of my Nintendo 64 games on cartridge are to be played occasionally and kind of going off of memory. And in fact, the other one I picked up was GoldenEye 007, which is still a lot of fun. And I also grabbed Doom 64. Great games, great first-person shooters that were only on the Nintendo 64. And I found that I had to crank the brightness and contrast up all the way on my TV just to make them playable. It's just does not look good on a modern TV. So
For GoldenEye, we used to just get really, really drunk, and they started looking better.
We were not old enough to drink for GoldenEye, being a freshman in high school and all, but I remember spending a lot of hours on that game.
Well, some of us were in college when GoldenEye came out, so.
Yeah, there's those of us who. There's like 2 types of people in the world: those who got drunk playing GoldenEye, and those who were not old enough.
Sure.
Yeah, but we got drunk playing Halo, though. To be fair.
Yeah.
Which
I was in rehab.
If your drink actually made it to my drinks made it onto the Xbox.
Well, that's why we don't have you
I
drinking around
know.
video games anymore.
I'm not allowed to drink around consoles anymore. I spill my drinks. Well, very cool, James. You got anything else for us?
Just a couple other loose NES carts I picked up. The best one that anyone's probably played here anyway is Tetris, the original Nintendo Tetris. It's so great.
I'm interested in the obscure ones. Would you get as kind of obscure?
Probably the most obscure game that I've gotten recently. Not in tech. Well, I'm looking at my pile here from. Rad Racer is not necessarily obscure, but it's forgotten. Here, I'll end on this note.
Do you have the 3D? Do you have the 3D glasses for it?
No, but apparently any red and blue 1950s film style 3D glasses will work.
Really rudimentary.
It's not a very good 3D picture. And for those who don't know, Rad Racer was a Nintendo answer to Outrun, which is the Sega arcade game.
Which is ironic because they also had 3D World Runner, which was basically the ripoff of Space Harrier.
Yeah.
Also 3D.
Great piece of trivia for Rad Racer. It was the first NES and Famicom, the Japanese version of the NES, first game for those systems produced by the director, producer, writer, and composer of another game from the same developer that we now know as Final Fantasy. They went from Rad Racer, which was a fairly straightforward racing game, to Final Fantasy, which is, of course, one of the defining video games of all time.
Wow.
A little bit of a jump.
Yeah.
What was this game? Final Fantasy? I need to look it up.
Yeah. Well, James, where can we find you online and read and see more of your video game adventures?
If I ever get back around to updating it, my website is retrovideogamecollecting.com. I've been swamped with my job that actually pays me, and
Preach.
And plus, it's, baseball season just ended, and it's the playoffs, and my Rangers are finally doing well again. So once baseball season winds down, I'll probably redevote myself back to that.
Gotcha. Well, James, thanks for chatting with us as always, and have a great week gaming.
Thank you. See y'all next time.
You bet.
Good luck.
Later, James.
Bye-bye.
You know what was fascinating about that segment?
Hmm.
James cared about the baseball playoffs.
What's baseball?
Yeah, right?
Who are the Rangers? Is he talking about the Power Ranger movie that's coming out next year?
That's a good one.
No one's talking about that.
Yeah, they are.
You
I don't
are.
know why I was thinking Rad Racer was rare. It's square. They rhyme.
Square.
1987 is very
It's a
murky
blur.
for me.
Square.
It's amazing. I still
You know what? It
remember
was a
Rad
blur.
Racer.
It was a blur for me too because I wasn't really forming cognitive memory at that point yet.
Yeah,
Rad Racer was
that's-
fun. I played so much Rad Racer. That and 3D World Runner.
1987 was a good year.
Sure. Turtles, I think, came out. in
I'm
that
not
year.
even 100% sure if Rad Racer came out in 87.
My parents were thinking.
3.
I started preschool.
I was 3, so
Yeah,
I was probably doing the
Shapes,
same thing.
colors.
Nope, yep,
Bitches.
August 7th.
Was going to bed
1987.
early. That's a good year.
That doesn't narrow it down from now.
I know.
I
I
don't
get a lot of
st-
sleep.
I don't I don't study the history anymore. Like I
There's just
used
so
to be,
much.
Like it's all the stuff that I lived through, so I just don't go back and look at it. It's all like, but it's weirdly becoming just kind of a murky history. Like.
Yeah, but
Like
then
when
you go
the-
back. But then you go back and look at the Rad Racer or whatever.
Like
and you're like, oh
I'm
yeah,
having
that
false
was this and
memories
this
of
and
like
this.
a third console launch. Like that used to be so important back when the Nintendo 64 launched. Like making a mistake, like not realizing that there was that Cruising USA was released a couple weeks after. Like that would have been death for me, especially when that released because I was working at Software Etc. At the time, I was
working where?
Software Etc. And then it got bought out by Babbage's, and then it got bought out by
Babbage's?
by
I'm not
Electronics
understanding any
Boutique.
of these words you're discussing.
Got bought out by Electronics Boutique, and then it got
Electronics
finally
Boutique.
got bought out by GameStop.
Okay, the last two.
I was one of those
last
jerks.
two names I recognized.
I was one of those jerks that would come
Was?
in and just one of the elitist behind the counter that would just. Interesting story about that. Don Roberts came in once with his son. Back in probably 97.
Local TV personality
96,
Don
97.
Roberts.
Came in with his son. And I was like, hey,
Wow.
look, that's Don Roberts. And I was like, you know what? I'll work with you in another 20 years.
How very futuristic of you to
I
to
bet if
know.
you Google where Don Roberts works, you could find out what Matt does during his day job.
Tell the rest of that story.
Okay. It's probably a good thing. You know what I want to know? I want to know who's going to see The Girl on the Train with me.
What train?
We're talking about fall movies.
The Train.
The Girl on the Train. So I listened to the book on Audible. Keith, by default, wound up catching a lot of it.
That's the book everybody read this summer, right?
It's a good book. I don't know if it was this summer, but
Swear to God, I'm gonna. You know we're on the radio, right? Everyone can hear that.
are you scrunching up your water bottle?
No.
He was doing it so slowly. Like no one's going to hear this. Meanwhile,
it
it
under
was
the under the
the
table.
loudest that it could possibly be.
Did it underneath the table. So, Girl on the Train.
That's the book everybody was reading this summer.
Yeah, and it's been out for a couple years, but it was really popular. I downloaded it and listened to it on Audible. Keith, by default, because
I heard the first half of the
yeah,
book.
he hangs out with me, and I was listening to it when we drove up to Richmond for Wizard World. Heard the first half.
You know, I have downloaded so many books from Audible and have read or have listened to absolutely zero of
Oh,
them.
you know
what's great? Buy an Amazon Echo, and then it just speaks it to you.
yeah, it's good. I listen to it
Yeah.
when I'm doing dishes or cooking or in the kitchen like I'm supposed to because I'm a woman. But it's Audible's one of the few subscriptions that I use every credit on. Like I will.
I use the credits.
Like I mean, but I actually listened to them. Like, I mean, there's been a few books that I just didn't like, so I didn't finish. But I've listened to every one. And
That's how we heard Armada and Ready Player One.
yeah, when we
Someday I'll read the last chapter.
when we went
Armada.
up, well, when I went up,
That's how I feel.
I mean, you know, Ready Player One was so good. I think we had our hopes a
Speaking
little
of
high
which, have
from
you seen
him.
the pics coming out for the movie? The movie looks like it's gonna be fantastic.
No,
Yeah.
I'm doing a thing where I'm not reading pre-movie.
right.
I haven't seen pictures in like a month or 2 months,
Yeah.
but I mean the last ones I saw,
I saw some
looked really
video. Somebody
great.
got video from them
Really?
filming.
Okay.
Yeah,
That'd be good. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, me too. But this fall, you know, we've missed some movies already. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. That was a really popular book as well. And
we
that's,
never got around to X-Men Apocalypse.
That
either.
movie looked terrible.
well, it's a Tim Burton flick, and it always had that dark.
Did you guys read that
3
article?
cookies,
Did you guys
by
read
the
that
way.
article
Got 3 cookies.
I sent you guys about Tim Burton being like, "Why have I got to make my movies diverse for you people?"
I didn't, but I saw it and I was like, I gotta circle back around. I just never made time.
Read it. There's an article, and maybe I can post it on Facebook. That Tim Burton's basically like, yeah, my movies aren't diverse, but I don't really care. This is the movies I want to make. It's my art.
I like white people. That was basically his quote.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. No judging.
Anyway, The Girl on the Train follows that same vein of like female-led thrillers, like Gone Girl,
Yep.
which was half female-led, half male-led, but
Not
it-
the same author.
No, different author. But it's well written. It's a good book. It keeps you guessing and engaged. But not in a cheap way. Not like a CSI way where you're like you're voyeuristic.
Mhm.
You know, like you become
Kind of like Gone Girl.
right.
I thought Gone Girl was
Yeah,
one of the best thrillers the last
Gone
couple
Girls
years.
was really well written. So I'm looking forward to it. I read. Oh my god. Do you want the stick? Just take the stick. You need the stick to keep your hands busy, because otherwise we get all this weird crap.
This is the stuff that you can only see. If
Yeah,
you
see,
go to
we're
YouTube.
providing stuff for the YouTube streaming things.
You want to see me roll my eyes in real time, ladies and gentlemen?
Justin's turning the light on for us.
I-
No, he's trying to keep the studio clean. I'm sorry, Justin.
Keith shot his water bottle over to like try to get it in the trash can, just completely missed.
I at least got closer than you did. You're behind the freaking couch.
Then no, I was in the chair because I went to throw mine in and hit the rafters and almost took out all the lights. Now Justin's gonna go backstage. There it goes.
You can see that on the Sarah cam.
Yeah, you gotta look at Sarah Cam.
So yeah, Gone Girl.
Yeah, I think
Girl on a
Girl on the
Train.
Train looks like it'll be good, right? You read the book though, right?
I did read the book.
So
I'm kind of curious
you
though
read
because
the book, so all the secrets of the thrillers.
Yeah, but I read Gone Girl too.
But did you enjoy it as much as I did? When I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, it's a shade. Oh my god, it's sure.
But see, the book does something a little differently. They jump around the 3 main characters and the timeline. So I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do the
Should I read
timeline
this
jump.
book then? Because, well, now it sounds like you just go. Watch
I mean, the movie comes out in like
watch the movie.
72
this
hours.
week, yeah.
The movie comes
just
out
watch the
Friday,
movie.
so
I'll be interested. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it would work as a movie if they jumped around with the timeline.
right, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, it
It
made
would be
sense from the
confusing
book.
as hell.
Okay, now the girl on the train. If I feel like I've got the stick again. Why'd you take the stick back?
Just
Use the
just
stick.
say
Run
what
with
you
the
need to
stick.
say.
Okay, so if the girl on the train was what would be the Japanese title of? What are they going to translate it to?
Oh, I can't do that without giving anything away.
Oh, I don't want to know now. I'm
No, hold on.
surprised
No, hold
somebody
on.
hasn't
I'm
given
going to
us-
work on this. Hold on. I got this one.
No,
I
he's
got-
just going to give it away.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because, I mean,
He's going to say something. I'm going to be sitting in the theater and be like, oh, man.
hold on. I've got this. The wheels are turning here. Alcoholic voyeur solves murder time hour.
I feel like you're just
No.
giving descriptions.
Well, that's sort of
Log lines.
yeah.
Alcoholic voyeur solve murder.
I feel like it doesn't have to, like, I would call it
Alcoholic voyeur crime solver. Boom.
big time train girl mystery hour.
Why is it
Now
gotta
we're
be an
just
hour?
now we're just adding time an hour to everything.
That's what I do. That's what they do to all their shows.
Alcoholic voyeur. Yeah, alcoholic voyeur crime solver.
Nah, I don't know.
Mass transit alcoholic.
So alcohol has something.
He's
to do
not. They're
with
not
this.
going to say mass transit.
And, speed train.
Oh wow, he's doing that. That's not me.
November. What are we looking forward to in November?
Well, are we going to explain the
Fantastic
whole
beats, beats, fantastic beats, and where to grow them?
We got the
But before that,
Doctor Strange.
yeah.
I thought we were talking about why we were doing the Japanese thing.
Literally nobody was talking about that, but we can.
No, I thought we were going to.
Oh, I tweeted it. I can explain it. I tweeted it. The reason why is
we've been doing it all episode, but nobody knows why.
I tweeted it. Okay, I'll say it again. So a 2010 article crossed my desk today that informed me that when the show Jersey Shore, which is no longer on,
GTL, brah.
When it went to Japan, they had to find a name for it that worked. And the characters that they used spelled out MTV Jersey Shore, the New Jersey Life of Macaroni Rascals. Which
they are a couple of macaroni rascals.
They are some macaroni rascals.
So it's okay, just as many racist slurs as we want.
I mean, greased up lasagna lovers terrorize beach.
Yeah, but that's like a synopsis.
Yeah.
The Macaroni Rascals is kind of a synopsis.
Life of Macaroni Rascals. That's more like a label. You got to get a label. You got to get a label.
Like we're going to.
And like more than one. The New Jersey Life of Macaroni Rascals.
Okay,
how do we create a good Japanese title? We need a location and a label, like a vaguely racist label.
Vaguely.
The crime-solving adventure of an alcoholic voyeur.
It feels like a log line. I feel like you just gave me a log line.
Yeah, that's another synopsis. So,
that's a good log line.
England train.
I don't do work. I do numbers.
England train drunk sleuth.
I would
still not. Still, I mean, how's that any different than alcoholic voyeur crime solver? You just changed the words around.
Well, that's literally.
You pulled out the thesaurus and just changed my words.
That is literally this game.
England vroom train mystery time solves. Yeah.
Can't do this anymore. Let's talk about Doctor Strange.
It's like that.
All right, do Doctor
Mass
Strange.
transit alcoholic mystery hour.
This is like okay. All right.
Starring Macaroni Rascals.
Starring tea sipping.
All right.
Dental care needing women. They're British.
Oh, no, nice.
Well, vaguely racist, I guess, is what I said.
England isn't
I
a
feel like that-
race.
Yeah, that's true. We can slur England all we want. We also won the war.
Yeah, we
all
did.
of them.
So what would the American Revolution be called in Japan?
Oh, the American Revolution in Japan.
Yankee Bastards Kill War.
I was gonna go Whitey's. Whitey gun pow pow Brits.
I like the Whitey kill pow pow Brits.
Oh my god.
That's totally. I would watch that show. It's anime at its best.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing to do with this.
Yes, you do. This is your article.
I know, but I regret everything.
Hold on. Justin's trying
every
to...
choice in my life.
Sarah, you have the stick. This is all on you.
And it's true. We gave me the
I
stick.
think the big lesson that we take away from this is don't give me the stick anymore.
Whitey shoot bang bang cow pal. Just make words.
If we're not
just
giving
make
you the stick,
sounds.
if we're not giving you the stick, what am I supposed to do on
We're
Friday
just
nights?
gonna make vaguely racist sounds. Bing bong bow.
This is not. You can't. Just no.
Fa
No.
ra 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 ra.
This show would be called Big Time Last Show Pop.
That's right. Adventure. Big shot. Big last show. Big last show.
Last Show.
Big last show.
Whitey kill bang bang.
My God.
That's what they call Detroit.
Chicago.
Except without the whitey.
You guys are all crazy.
It's true though. You've got the stick.
No,
Which means we get to blame this episode on you.
Awesome.
I don't know
All
what's
right.
happening. This was Sarah's leading.
All I tried to do was get you to explain it.
I was trying to talk about movies.
Okay,
and-
so so Doctor Strange.
Right, Doctor Strange.
Well, now I'm stuck on Whitey, so.
So we'd be like, it's
The Magical Adventures of a Doctor.
no. I think what it
No,
would
The Life of Macaroni
I think it would
Rascals.
stop at Doctor ruins career, dishonors family, because anything
That's
else.
a synopsis, though. That's what you guys got on me for saying don't give a synopsis.
I feel like okay.
That's a synopsis.
All right, dishonorable Doctor Timefold,
There's no time.
dishonorable Doctor Cityfold. I just saw the preview. I don't know what happens.
Why do the Magical Adventures of Broken Doctor? Magical Adventures of Broken Doctor. Boom.
Huh, magical. All right, I'm okay with that.
Whitey round eye. Asian lover.
Whitey Zap Pow.
Bing bong cow.
You can't just make noises. You have to use actual words. I am putting
I feel like these
no
words.
more onomatopoeia allowed on this show. You have to use actual words.
Lasers.
No, that's it. That is not that. Those are
Laser shoot. Dr. Man.
laser.
Whitey Doctor learned from Whitey Woman. Not Asian man.
Yeah,
Magic shooting danger doctor.
magic. That's pretty good. Magic shooting danger
I'm
doctor.
kidding. I'm channeling it.
Okay, yeah, you're getting there. You're warming up. Okay, what about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them?
Damn it, you steal Pokemon. We did first.
All right, Bad Santa 2. Apparently that's still a thing.
Ooh. Cussing.
Yeah, I know. That one stumped you, huh? You had nothing for Thornton? No racist comments for Billy Bob Thornton?
Cussing Billy Bob drinky time.
Bad Bear
wow.
News.
I said
Bow bow. That's Chinese.
actual words. Actual words. Oh my God. Actual words.
I hope nobody.
Boozy Santa sex up women.
Does he? I don't know. I never saw
I'm
the first
assuming
one.
he does. I just figured there's sex in there.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, let's see. We got Toy Story 4 coming out in 2018.
Oh. Woody. Woody.
Saying the main character's name doesn't count.
That's the name of it.
Possessed.
Woody.
No, it has to be the Woody.
The Woody
Wait, no.
Buzz Hour.
You know what? The Woody, though, that's a different movie. I've
It
seen
is.
it. It won awards.
Jade, I saw Ric Flair suplex.
All right, okay.
Possessed figures haunt children.
I guess technically. They don't haunt them, though.
Scary ghost toy.
Scary ghost toy, that works. All right, the Justice League.
Shit movie.
Oh,
Failure.
so mean.
You failed.
Fairer.
Oh my God. This is going to. All right. Guardians 2.
Space Kurt Russell sex.
Oh wow.
Space.
That
Kurt
was a-
Russell sex. Yeah.
Space.
Kurt Russell sex.
Space Kurt Russell sex. Is Kurt Russell big in Japan?
No, but he's the dad of Star-Lord, so that's what we're going with that one.
Okay.
Space Adventures of Coon. I was like, oh, what?
It's true.
That's how they translated it. I'm not saying that. That's
Space Adventures of what?
why? That's
Of
what's
Coon, Rocket Raccoon.
Okay, that's pretty prominent racial slur. Don't say that again.
That's what happens in Tokyo. They translated it poorly.
Beauty and the Beast. Ooh,
Kajira. I don't know. I got nothing on that one.
What do they call Power Rangers?
Pretty girl, horny beast.
Oh my God.
Well, because it's got horns.
No, yeah, I got you. What did they call?
They call them Sentai.
Sentai.
One letter off from tentacle porn.
Is this coming off racist? I don't.
No, I'm
Yeah,
dead
weird.
serious.
I mean it to.
I can't imagine. You
The
know,
Power Rangers are based off the Super Sentai series, and each one has their own little thing. Like the Power Rangers we all know is Zuri Ranger. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could say it more racist if I
Hey,
wanted to.
Dr. Japan.
I had such a vision of talking about the movies that we're going to see this fall and what we're looking forward to and what we've seen in the trailers. And instead, I get one.
Bang, pow, zoom.
Bow! Bow, bow!
I had to ban you from using a fundamental part of the English language.
YT kills slant eye.
Oh my God.
He said slant eye.
We're
doing it all as characters. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. No, it's fine.
I've seen Private Parts. Howard Stern says as long as you do it as characters, you're fine.
It's true. When I get when I get really like Southern racist, I bring out racist voice.
He's Southern. He's gonna be racist.
Just inherent in my genes.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you
we
can't
will
help it.
never. We will never air this episode again.
No,
We will never admit. We're not gonna push it. We're not gonna say that it exists. I'm just gonna apologize for the whole thing right now because Sarah had the stick. I think for the next 20 minutes we need to apologize for everything that just happened. We had good intentions of doing some comedy. We're gonna be it's gonna be on the edge, right? But we're never gonna go over. I think we all got a little out of control. And now let's go ahead and apologize for it.
Well, there's the end of my short-lived radio career, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
it'll go on forever.
I mean, you've talked about ghost blowjobs and survived, so I mean, it's no different.
I know that's true. My mother got pissed at me for that one. But
It's
you
only
know,
vaguely racist.
okay. All right. Well, while we're in a,
I was just making jokes from the Christmas Story. I mean,
That's all I was doing.
Why?
Blazing Saddles.
I was quoting other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Deleted scenes from other movies. You just didn't see them.
That's probably fine.
Whatever. We're gonna get called racist for
Well,
something.
you know what?
It Might as
Okay.
well be for that.
Here's what we can take away from this. As we are broadcasting right now, Donald Trump is live tweeting the VP debate. So,
and we're still more politically correct than
regardless
he's
of what
being.
we
You know what?
say, we
Yeah,
are not
we're
the
good.
most racist people
And
on
now
the internet right now.
we can reveal what we were doing. We were just reading Donald Trump's Twitter.
Yep, that's probably not far from the truth. Which
He
is
loves
very,
Japan.
very
He
sad.
loves their sushi.
They serve the best sushi in Trump Tower.
Bow bow.
Oh my God, you guys are terrible.
Just words.
So
Not even words.
So
Yeah,
speaking
you
of,
said yourself it was onomatopoeia, so it's not really.
Yeah.
no, you can't do that either. So did you hear that our friend Kanye stopped his concert because he found out that Kim Kardashian was like held at gunpoint?
I think there's more to that story.
I think
Held
there
at
is too.
gunpoint?
Yeah, she was.
She got tied up.
It was like an armed robbery in Paris. I know, but like these people are constantly
sounds
surrounded
like a
by
lie.
security.
And bodyguards.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lie.
So I feel like it's a publicity stunt. I mean, I hate to say that because, well, I mean,
It
do we
just
see-
sounds like a lie.
this is not. Let's keep in mind, this is not the first person to have called wolf on a robbery.
Especially lately.
Yeah,
It's hard to believe rich people.
Yeah, I mean, am I supposed to feel bad that they lost $11 million in jewelry?
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, $11 million in jewelry. One of them was a $10
$11
million.
million in jewelry.
One of it was a $10 million ring.
Was it her wedding ring?
It might have been, but they're not sure. I mean, the last I heard the stuff this morning, and then I did not care to follow up with it.
I got a
because
question.
Kim Kardashian.
Were they naked?
Of course, they naked.
Were they famous?
We naked. We famous.
That just sounds weird.
Yeah, it's very sketchy.
Looking up.
Doesn't sound
This is
right.
2 days ago? You'd think I would have heard something. Well, maybe the giant storm barreling down on us.
Yeah,
But you'd think I would have heard this.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, it just happened. It wasn't huge news because, you know,
Huge.
nobody cares. But, you know, yeah, she was
It sounds fishy. because-
allegedly robbed in Paris. Here's my question: why? Well,
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
here it is. Kardashian was staying in an apartment inside a luxury private mansion that could be rented out for days or weeks at a time. French Interior Ministry said 5 men threatened the mansion concierge with a weapon, handcuffed him, and forced him to open the private apartment. Of course, everything has stopped working because of the internet.
But her bodyguards weren't around. Her friends got sent off the next morning when, they came by to check on her or whatever. So instead of like being witnesses or talking about it or whatever, they got sent away. So
2 of the men were able to gain entry into Kardashian West's room, according to the Paris prosecutor, and a gun was held to her head. A source familiar with the situation told CNN that Kardashian West pleaded for her life as she was threatened with the gun and was bound and forced into a bathtub. Tape was placed over her mouth.
Well, she's making a really big deal about amping up her security and, tweeting
which
less.
way were they during all this?
Where's what?
Where were her security during all this?
Well, I don't know. Apparently everybody was out on a smoke break.
Well, it says the prosecutor's office is, this is all coming from the prosecutor's office. A ring worth an estimated 4 million euros, which is $4.49 million, and other jewelry worth about 5 million euros were among the items stolen. Huh.
Yeah, that sucks for her. It's got to be scary, but
if it actually happens.
Yeah, I don't know
though. You got to give people the benefit of the doubt, right?
Well, when they're reporting something like that, you have to, because if you didn't, there would be a lot of victims who aren't taken seriously, and there already are, and she probably gets a lot more, flexibility in her story, or not flexibility. What's the word I want? Like believability, I guess, from authorities because she is so notorious. So, I don't know.
I'm not buying it.
I think you you have to investigate or whatever.
No, yeah, but that's as much thought as I'm going to give it. Let them handle it. I don't care.
Is there a part of you, and this is to both of you, is there a part, though, that kind of wants something bad to happen to them?
No, I don't want anything bad to happen to them.
I just don't care what happens to them.
Like life threatening. But do you think that there's a segment of people, though, a large segment of people that don't like what they represent, don't like what they have to offer?
I don't like what they have to offer. It doesn't mean I want something bad to happen.
But do you think that there's a lot of people that would see a story like this and then say, "Well, good. I'm glad
sure
there
are.
There are
many,
many people. But here's what I take away from it. Everything Kim Kardashian has ever done in her life is a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Everything that's ever gotten our attention from Kim Kardashian.
She's got no real value. Like, what does she provide other than what some people may find attractive? What is she providing to the community as a whole?
So it becomes a cry wolf situation.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And and my thought was, and I feel bad about this because it's totally possible that she, it's looking pretty likely that she was a victim, and that sucks, and I feel bad for her. But my first thought was, well, I guess she got tired of naked selfies. She can't do that anymore because everybody does naked selfies, and she's got to stay relevant somehow. And,
Do you think she would be so despicable as to lie about something like this?
Yes.
I don't know her personally.
Good point. And that's another point. Everybody's quick to kind of jump on that. Well, of course she would. But, when it comes down to it, all we know is what she presents and her, and it may be egotistical kind of sense, but everything that we know about her is what she presents as her. And honestly, isn't that really her art?
Well,
isn't the publicity
are we
and
calling
the sex
that art, though?
But
but her job is getting
level?
attention.
Right.
So,
and it's just another way for her to possibly get attention if this
But
truly
couldn't
didn't
that
happen.
be considered some sort of form of art or some sort of form of expression? I'm not saying it's good. What else does she have? She has to have some sort of commodity, right? And that commodity seems to be fame. That commodity seems to be...
Well, she's got like a clothing line and an app.
Which is her expression. I
don't...
If you really get down to it, I think
I don't
that
know
there
if
may
I'd
be
call
a chance...
it art. I think that there's fashion that is art.
In her mind, though, do you think that her overall, all of it, I'm talking like the sex tape, everything that she's done with her mom and with her family, don't you think that she probably considers that her art?
I think she considers it her life. I think she considers it a way to make money. I don't think she cares.
You don't think she's savvy enough to say, well, I think this is my art, this is my expression?
She's obviously very savvy, but I think what she's doing is, I don't think she cares about creating something or building something. I think she's focused on making money.
Being in the spotlight.
Yeah, that's her job. But I mean, but I don't know her. I know.
I'm just wondering if maybe we're discounting. We're the ones that are boiling it down to this base kind of. She just wants attention, because she does have and I'm not taking any position on this. I'm just bringing this up, but she does put out clothing lines. She does model. She does runway and print modeling. In a way, I think she may consider this her work and consider that work some sort of art or expression.
I would consider her photo modeling, like the photo shoots and stuff that I've seen her do, that more art than I would keeping up with the Kardashians or her clothing line or anything like that. I mean, because is she really designing clothes? Or is it just the name? Is she just throwing her name on it because she can?
I think she's, I don't know.
I think yeah, I don't know. If she's
it's just, I find it interesting with this new kind of since the turn of the century, this ability for people to market themselves as a brand, and what they're selling is themselves as the brand. Kanye West has been really good at this too. I mean, he's got his music, which is definitely art. I mean, you can't argue that's definitely his art.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of these people consider that what they've got and their expression, like vloggers, things like that, I think they consider it their art. And are we being shallow ourselves, not considering that to be some sort of art in some?
It's really hard to tell, because it makes me think of modern art. Cubism and things like that were not accepted, and it took a really long time. So
in 50 years, are we going to look back at this and this is avant-garde. This was avant-garde that they were doing.
I guess time will tell. I kind of doubt it, but I've been wrong before. I mean, I don't know. I find it hard to believe that one day we'll look back and see, grabs for attention as art. But, like I said, I mean, anything's possible.
I mean, I feel like there's kind of a thin line between what she's doing and then what somebody like Banksy's doing. I mean, Banksy's, it's easier to say, well, it's definitely art because there's the art output.
Here's the difference.
But then there's also a mystique that he created.
Right, but the difference between Banksy and Kim Kardashian is that the focus is on what Banksy produces, and the focus for Kim Kardashian is on herself.
Another example.
Well, and I would imagine Banksy's trying to improve his craft of what he's doing and that kind of thing. What is he not?
I think this might be even closer. What about the difference between what Kim Kardashian's doing, even though she may not be consciously doing these things, but what she's doing and what she's done with her family, and what Andy Kaufman did?
That's a good one.
I don't know, because it wasn't about, with Andy Kaufman, and I will admit I'm biased on this one, Andy Kaufman wasn't about himself and what he was doing in a sense that it was like, oh, look at me. It was like Andy Kaufman wanted that reaction. And obviously I'm more well-versed on Andy Kaufman than I am Kim Kardashian.
Wasn't he, though?
He wanted that reaction. He wanted he wanted the people to react however they wanted to react. I mean, he didn't.
Yeah, but it was at him, though. I think she wants the same thing.
Yeah.
I think the difference here is that you respect Andy Kaufman and you don't respect Kim Kardashian.
And that's kind of my point.
I don't care enough about Kim Kardashian.
That's kind of my point. I mean, what happens in 50 years when people are removed from being immersed in all of it, and they look back at what she did? And maybe the difference there is that he was complicit and she's not.
Well, do you have to respect the artist to appreciate the art? Like Chris Brown, terrible person. I like his music, though. I can't stop listening to it. It's hip-hop stuff. I like it. But he's a terrible person. Everything he does is awful. He disrespects women. He's abusive. But, yeah.
Terrible people in art. I mean, there's so many examples.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about Kanye West. I mean, not a fan of his music, but I mean his music is impactful and it does a big thing. But I don't care for him as a person.
It's interesting. I wish we had more time for this because
We're too busy
well,
going
bing
bong.
cut
Oh
all
my
that out.
gosh.
Jeez, get us on a roll. Just things get bad.
Well, does Kanye Bot have anything
Yeah,
to say
does he,
about this situation?
I bet he does.
Oh, he
Possibly
probably
about
does.
neither two.
Fired up.
Kanye, stand up. Come on, fam. Man, you know you like fish dick. Are you a gay fish, Kanye?
Sure.
Ironfish.
Come on,
Dips.
Kanye.
Iron
Are you a
fish.
gay
You're
fish?
saying fish?
Fish.
A fish?
Fish.
Fisk.
Ask yourself, why did you love music in the first place, and what can you do to add to the story? Get naked. Be naked. Then get famous. It's easy. I'm still tweeting. Fool.
Oh, that was deep.
All right. Wow.
See, that's art.
You know, when he when this horrible situation happened to his wife, he really paused and reflected.
He did. He
Naked
reflected.
and famous.
Well, Sarah, where can they find us? Where can they send all the complaints?
I know. Oh my gosh. Well, to complain to our bosses, tweet this station.
One of them.
I know. At No Radio Radio. We are on Radio Free Radio every Tuesday from 8 to 10 until possibly next week when we'll be canceled and fired and removed from the premises. That is Eastern Time. You can find us on Facebook at RFR and on Twitter at Pop Show. And then we all have our individual Twitters as well. But please don't come after us individually. We're private people. We have real jobs and real lives. We're not always crazy.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's all over now.
This will be the one everybody listens to.
I know.
But they're listening.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, I'm so cool. Why did I do it this week?
No, it's always the way it is. All right, well, we're going to stop this crazy train now, and the only way we can do that is to please beg for mercy from the feral conservatives.
Please.